Wonderful. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our business training. This is our weekly business training. This is called Soul Business. There's no business like soul business, right? And we will be starting every Monday at 6:15. So that will change because at 6 o'clock is the Talking Soul in Spanish transmission. And I don't want to miss that because I do have a Spanish group as well that participates in that. So for this week, I wanted to go over just a few basic things. We will be starting with our system training in a week. And so tonight I will be emailing all of you your English business manual. It's only about 10 pages long, so it's not very long. And we will be talking about our brochure, our system that we use to share Soul in our group. And of course, you know, we'll talk about whatever challenges you're going through, and we will do that weekly. I wanted to let you know that Lydia and I have developed this program together. And as you go through the coaching class with our business, it's called The Simplicity of Soul. I will be able to get some information and then get some certificates for you as well. So you'll be certified in that. And of course, that's just a certification for us. It's a certification that Lydia and I have also done, and we'll have some checklists and things that we need to go through together. So we're still putting materials together to get that done for all of you and really present a really good system. So I will let you know as soon as that's available. But this week and hopefully next week, we will do the basics on the Soul webpage that all of you should be familiar with and be able to show your new customers how to navigate. And that will be a really good help for everyone. And I know that Lonnie is very familiar with our webpage right now, but Soul is actually updating our replicated website. So there's a few things that I'd like to show you that we need to do, and just a few things that that if we know where they are, then when we get to the new web page, you'll be able to find them just as easily, okay? And so I'll be able to show you that. But for today, let me just show you a few basic things. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and all of you let me know when you can see what we are doing right now. And here we go. So can everyone see the screen?
Yes,
I can see it.
Wonderful. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do is, this is the general web page, and you can see that by looking up here at my browser. This is Soul Naturals official page. And when you send people there, really, it should be very easy. And can you all still see my screen?
yes,
Okay. So when you send someone a potential member or a potential specialist, you send someone a link and you say, oh, I know that you asked me about Soul Naturals, you know, how can I help you with Soul Naturals? And they'll say, well, I really just want to know what products you have. And really what they want to do is take a tour without feeling pressure from you, right? And we'll address some of these things when we talk about our system approach to onboarding people in our group. But these are a few basic things that we should all be very aware of and where to find them. So when you send someone to the Soul Naturals page, you can actually send them to your own personal page or the general page that looks exactly like yours. And that would be the Soul Naturals homepage, right? And that's what you're seeing right now on my screen is the Soul Naturals homepage. And I wanted to point out these tabs to you because I think these tabs will make a huge difference when you share Soul. So right now I'm on the home page. I will go to the home page. And this page will look very, very similar to what it looks like now when we go to the new website, which right here, do you see it blinking in green? This page will actually change a little when we click on there. We are not going to do that right now. So this is the home page. This is the landing page. I like this landing page. Here they can get a banner that switches every 30 seconds and tells them about a highlighted product or an event that's going on with Soul Naturals. It gives them the option to come in here and create an account outright. They can also do that in the shop. So let's go to the shop. And I know that Lonnie's super happy because the shop page is actually going to change and the cart system will be really, really great when we go over to the new website. And actually, I think they've implemented some of those little things right now. But when you click on the shop page, you first see our brand new product will always be listed first. This month, of course, well, you know, we just launched in January the longevity product. Excuse me, we just launched that last week, 2 weeks ago, actually. So yes, it was at the end of January. And then you see our first packages, the ones that we usually recommend. And then there are some others. And you can actually scroll down and find the products listed individually by category. So you notice that the first ones that come up is the balance. You see the green, then you see the lift, and then you see the clarify, and then lastly you will see the calm products. Okay, so this is pretty much self-explanatory. You can click on any of those products or programs and you see a pop-up. If you click read more, then you'll see I clicked on the Soul Power Chi Dutch Cocoa flavor, and it tells you briefly what's in that program. And then you can click here and read the protocol, how to use it, or you can go back and click here and see more information on the products, right? And it's pretty, it's not very easy. It's not very intuitive right now, but like I said, you can click on read more. And then of course if it says right here, if you're ready to order and create account, you can click on there and it will add that to your shopping cart, and your new person can actually create an account. And we'll talk about that in a minute, because creating an account, I always find easier if they go to your page directly and not just go blank to the Soul general page, because then they'll have to know what your user ID number is so that they are signed up under the correct person, right? I'd like to go to the next tab right now, and that's the opportunity tab. I love this because it says make friends, make a difference, make money. And really, I hope that you all feel like Soul is a place where you feel comfortable, where you've made new friends, where you've been reacquainted with old friends. And what we want to do with Soul is make a difference in the world, one person at a time, right? This page will talk about the opportunity. It tells you that there are 7 ways to earn money. There are 2 ways to join. And it also goes into this banner right here, make friends, make a difference, make money. So you see the first paragraph says make friends, and then you see these bolded words, relationships, feeling of family, forge friendships. And these are the things that really make Soul feel like a different company, right? You can make a difference. You can make a significant contribution, a real difference by helping others well beyond their own life, right? And then lastly, this is a network marketing company, and we would be remiss if we did not mention that it is an opportunity for you to increase your monthly income. And then right there, it takes you to this little link. And of course, you are all used to seeing hyperlinks being in blue. On the Soul page, all the hyperlinks are green to match the Soul green logo up here with the leaf. So be aware of that. You can click on 7 ways to earn. And then of course, it takes you briefly into those 7 ways, the Smart Plan, the Soul Quick, HD Override, the Infinity Bonus, Soul Driven, which is the car program, the Mentor Match, which is just a small part of the marketing plan, and then Soul Prime. And I will, in future business trainings, we will talk about each of these. And if you haven't read these directly, you can actually click on certain links and you can see that. I'm going to show you that in a minute, okay? So we can go back to right up here to the top, and we can go to the About Us. Now, what I love about all of these things, my friends, is that we are on Soul's main page, which means they do not have to be a member to know all of these things. And that also frees you from having to memorize all of these things. All you have to do is say, oh, okay, well, you just want to take a tour of our webpage. Wonderful. Let me just draw your attention to that top bar where you will see Home, Shop, Opportunity, and click on each one of those tabs. The next tab that I think that is important for a lot of people is the About Us tab. Why? Because the About Us tab really gives you a great view of what Soul is all about. So it goes deep into what is our philosophy, and people are immediately drawn to this little banner right here. Do you see this one that says 100% plant sourced, gluten-free, soy-free, non-GMO, no artificial ingredients. It's free of MSG and free of nuts. And that's important because people have allergies, people have things that they do worry about that might be in their supplements. And so right here, the first thing that they see about our philosophy is that Soul is a mind-body supplement company. We don't treat illnesses. We don't treat body systems individually. We treat the body as a whole, as well as the mind. And this is our passion right here. This is our philosophy. It's 100% plant-sourced nutrition, as I said, and it's sustainable. And I love the pictures that they've used. And we can see, if you go to our passion tab, I love this because it really tells you about Soul and what the company is passionate about. And that says a lot about us. And it says a lot about you, because with your association with Soul, then Soul's passion becomes your passion, right? Some people are very curious to know, who are the founders of Soul? What do they do? What have they done? Well, it gives you a brief little snapshot of who our founders are. And the first one you see is our friend Greg Halliday, founder and president, and gives you a good background about Greg and why this company was started. Then you see Jordan Peterson, our executive VP, and he's over US and Canada. Some of you have not met Lon, but I know Joanne probably remembers Lon, and so does Lonnie remember from the days when he used to manage the English training department. So, and Lon and Greg have been friends for, I want to say, eons, and that's probably about right. They've known each other since they were teens and served missions in South America. They were actually companions, and so was Corey Anderson, who is the founder, one of the founders, and he is over legal and regulatory issues. He is the attorney at large for Soul, and you can see that. And then, of course, you can see our last founder, Kendall Bird, who is VP over branding. And finally, we see Blake Christensen, whom all of you know and love probably as much as I do. He is our VP for supply chain and operations. He is also over quality assurance, product development, and supply chain, and order fulfillment. He actually runs the shipping warehouse out in Utah for Soul. And then you can see our principal scientific advisor, Dr. Allison Caldwell Andrews. This is always fun for people to know that we have professional people as part of our staff. This is a cute tab here for you, the happenings tab. The happenings tab will say, here's a trip that we are doing in Mexico. You know, right now they actually updated it and changed the dates. I should have just been getting back from Mexico tomorrow. For the original Soul to Soul trip to Cancun was for the beginning of February. Of course, COVID changed all of that for all of us, but they can see that Soul has some fun activities, and they could look at the calendar and know when our virtual happy hours are, when we're having conferences, and it will be listed in English and in Spanish, and you see all of those listed there. And then, of course, if they click on contact Soul, this will go directly to Soul customer service. Now, let's go back to the home page. And I showed you that. Let's take a quick little look at what the new website will look like. Right now, that is not an active page. It is active in the sense that you can visit and do a few things on it. But do you see how the look is still the same, but the banners look different? So you'll see that on there, and some of our information is right there on the landing page. And as I'm scrolling through, you can see, and of course, you know, it says we invite you to know the Soul difference, and you can see some of these are not links. So we are on the home page, and you can, as a Soul specialist, you have, as part of your sign up, a replicated web page, which means that you have a web page that looks exactly like the Soul Naturals page. And when you go here, do you see I clicked on that menu on the left side, on the upper left side of the page? You now have a different look. So it will take you to your About Us happenings. Now you have access to the blog. You have access to your back office, which is the dashboard, right? You have what makes Lonnie's life happy, the report section. You can run your own reports. You can click on trainings, you know, and see what's available. And then you can look at your organization. You can get to your back office, and people can actually contact you there as well. But the things that have not changed are still here. The shop, and then it's got a drop-down menu where they can shop either by category, or by product packages, or just show all. That's that. And then the opportunity, see, you don't even have to click on it to get that drop down menu to pop up. They can see the ways to earn, ways to join, About Us, happenings, and the blog. So that is just a very quick tour of the landing page that you have. Now, I will ask you to open your microphones in a little bit, but we are going to go to the opportunity page, because I know that the marketing plan is still something that is not clear for very, very many people. And I have sent a video that talks about the compensation plan, but this will be a good place to find it. So I'm going to jump out of that page and go back to our old page. So there's the website. Now, when you go to the opportunity, when you say 7 ways to earn, we're going to click on there on 7 ways to earn. And the first thing that pops up is the SMART plan. The SMART plan is our actual marketing plan. The SMART plan is what sets us aside, and it tells you how you can earn up to 15% on your highest level of Soul members and specialists in your group. So let's click on that link that says view chart. Can everyone see this little chart? Hopefully it looks pretty clear on your end, and we are going to just show you very briefly, and I'll send you a video about this today that's narrated by Lydia, who is in my group. And right here, you see this red section tells you about the ranks. The yellow section actually tells you how those ranks are paid out. And the green section tells you how the SMART plan is actually paid out, okay? There is a little section here called with a max high five. I will briefly touch on that. Right now, what we want to know is how we get paid at Soul, right? And so we know there's several different ways of getting paid. The SMART plan, compensation plan, is the plan that is paid monthly. For those of you who were part of the other company where I worked before, know that as your monthly bonus and commission check. This is the same thing. So your SMART plan is your monthly bonus and commission plan, okay? It's paid once a month. Now, there are separate little things that are paid on a weekly basis, and we will talk about that, but mostly the weekly commission or bonus is a commission that is paid for sponsoring or mentoring people with Soul. And you will get paid for that only once when you mentor a new person. It is paid a week after, and we'll look at that in a minute, okay? But right now, the compensation plan, this is the one that is paid monthly. How do you get paid? Well, Soul takes the heartache out of it. So if you look here on the left side of this chart in the red section, we're talking about this section right here. You can see my cursor move, my little mouse moving. Each little blue circle represents a Soul Pro. Soul Pro is a person in this section here who is sharing the soul with other people, and within their entire organization has a total volume of X amount from 1,000 to 3,000 volume for the whole group. And to reach the rank of Soul Pro 1K, all you have to do is sign up a few members and specialists under you and have a total of 1,000 in volume. Each K equals 1,000, right? So a Soul Pro 1K is a person, let's say it's Lonnie, and Lonnie has 2 specialists under her and 4 members. And between Lonnie and her specialists and her members have a total volume in the month of 1,000 or more. That makes Lonnie a Soul Pro 1K. So there you see the rank and how the volume plays into that. Now, Lonnie as a Soul Pro 1K can actually get paid on 2 levels below her. And you see that right here in the yellow section where my little mouse is circling right over that number 2 in the very far left corner of the yellow section. That is right here. So let's say that Lonnie has a specialist under her. We said she had 2 specialists and 4 members. So her specialists, let's say for this example, are her direct mentorship. She has directly mentored those 2 people. That would be her first level. And those new specialists have sponsored a total of 4 members underneath them. So Lonnie has 2 levels below her. Well, as a Soul Pro 1K and being qualified to earn a commission on 2 levels, Soul now pays, and I will draw your attention to this green section right here. Soul will pay Lonnie 10% on the level that most volume had. So let's say those are the 2 specialists. That would be Lonnie's first level, right? And Soul will pay it at 10%, and her members that are part of her second level will be paid to her at 7%. And that commission runs on the 9th of every month and is paid on the 9th. So if Lonnie did 1,000 in volume in the month of January, tomorrow, February 9th, Lonnie will see a deposit in her bank account or in her Soul wallet, however she has chosen to receive her compensation from Soul. She will see that tomorrow, February 9th. It's paid the following month on the 9th. And she will see that she will have earned a 10% commission on the level that the most volume came from. What does that mean? That means that if Lonnie were a Soul Pro 2K, she is eligible for 3 levels below her. And let's say it's Lonnie's third level who's really hustling and bringing in that volume. Guess what? Lonnie's third level next month will be paid at 10%. And let's say her first level was her second highest. Her first level is paid at 7%. And her second level was the level that had the least amount of volume. And because she's eligible for 3 levels deep, she will get paid a 5% on that second level. But guess what? Solle has added an extra 2%. Do you see that +2? In that second from the left column in the yellow section, the section called High Five, Solle has an intuitive or dynamic compression compensation plan. And so now Solle will pay, when we said her third level was the one that was doing the most volume. So that one will be paid at 10%, which is the highest. Because Lonnie has earned the rank of Solle 2 Pro, Solle 2K, Solle Pro 2K, her highest level of members, the level of members that did the highest amount of volume, be it first level, second level, or third level, that one pays her at the highest at 10%, and now she's eligible for that extra 2%. So instead of getting paid 10% on her highest leg, her highest volume group, she gets now a 12%. And then the second highest group gets paid at 7%, and the third highest gets paid at 5%. Please, let's see, I'm going to switch our view here so that I can see you all. And does anyone have a question up until this point? If you have a question, go ahead and open your microphone so I can hear your question. No, okay, wonderful. Then you know that you are eligible for that extra high five, that extra percentage as you climb up in rank. Now, what does this mean for all of us? Well, to reach the first rank where you are recognized for developing leadership, that first rank that really recognizes you is Solle Pro 3K. What does that mean? How much volume does the organization need to have to be at least partly qualified for 3K? Each K is equivalent to 1,000. So how much does the group need to have at least for a 3K? Lonnie, I'm going to ask you to unmute your microphone. Perfect. How much volume does a person need to be a 3K, Lonnie?
$3,000.
3,000 in volume. And that does not mean that Lonnie does it all. It's Lonnie and her organization. Now, Lonnie, for you to be recognized as a 3 Pro, is 3,000 in volume the only thing you need?
Well, no, I have to do a minimum myself, 100 qualifying, and I need a specialist. I need 2 specialists.
You need
no.
Solle Pro.
I need 1 Solle Pro.
That's right. You need 1 Solle
Pro. For 3K. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes, for 3K, exactly. You need 1 Solle Pro be in your
under me,
directly mentored by you. Correct.
Right.
Correct. So look back here in the red section, everybody. If you see this arrow right here moving, does everybody see my little arrow moving?
Yes.
3K, did you see at 2K? You really didn't need to have any Solle Pro under you, but if you had one, but didn't quite get to the 3,000, you would still be a 2K. Does everyone understand that? Okay, but the minute that you have a Solle Pro under you, that means a person that has at least 1,000 volume in their organization and qualifies with their own qualifying order, like Lonnie so perfectly said, that you need to qualify with your own order. Then if I have one Soul Pro, you see that little blue dot? If I have one Soul Pro and the entire organization has at least 3,000 in volume, guess what? Lonnie is now a Soul Pro 3K. Okay. Yes, Lonnie.
If I had 4,000 in volume and didn't have a Soul Pro, I would not get paid at that level. I would only get paid as a 2K Soul Pro.
That is
Okay.
correct. You would get paid at the highest eligible within those requirements, right?
Okay.
So remember, to be a 3K, a Soul Pro 3K right there. Do you see that number 1 and that blue dot? That means that to have that, and Lonnie was right on when she said if she had 4,000 in volume, but had no Soul Pros under her, then Lonnie's highest rank would be Soul Pro 2K.
2K.
Would only get paid 3 levels, although she could have been qualified by volume alone, right? To
Right.
be paid on 4 levels. So that's important. Soul recognizes your efforts in volume 1, right? And by developing leadership. So there's 2 qualifications to each rank, right? Volume and leadership development under us. That's why when I want to talk about Soul Prime, and we've already been on pretty close to half an hour. And so I am going to just wrap this up really quickly here. I don't want to clog anybody's mind and get anybody all scared, but I know that all of you are working to become 5K. Miss Sherry did that. But you have to be 5K. You need to have at least how much in volume in the organization? Gwen,
5,000.
microphone. Go ahead, Gwen.
You have to have 5,000 in
5,000
volume.
in volume, but what is your requirement for leadership under you?
You have to have 2 Soul Pros.
That's right. So it could be anybody from this category here plus 5,000. And like
Right.
I said, that Soul Pro probably had 4,000 in volume, but didn't have anybody under her as a leader. She would still be a Soul Pro 2K, but because she is a Soul Pro and Lonnie did all of her others, then let's say that Lonnie had 6,000 in volume that month and has the 1 Soul Pro. What rank is Lonnie? She is still 5K, right? 3K. She only has 1 leader under her. She is still 3K. But if she had 2 Soul Pros under her and 1,000 in volume, then Lonnie would be a 5K.
5K. Yes.
And that,
Just,
yes,
can I just clarify? The Soul Pro that I have under me,
mhm.
their volume doesn't go into my volume for the 5K or 3K.
Yeah, it does.
Does that count? Is their it is or not?
It is.
So they're part of my organizational volume.
Yes.
So they don't pull, so it's not like a stair-step breakaway where they pull their volume out of your volume. That is all part of my volume. So say I have 3 Soul Pros,
Mhm,
that's a minimum of 3K right there, right?
mhm.
And then I need to have an additional, I just have to make my qualifying purchases,
Mhm.
and that all that volume could be through my other Soul Pros.
Correct. And I'll tell you case in point. So look right here. You see where it says Soul Elite 25K? That's where I am. Guess what our volume was last month? So
Oh,
the entire organization, so that would be me, Lonnie, Sherry, Joanne, everybody, Lydia, all of those people. Last month, our organization, it was Gwen, everybody, Gloria, we were all on there. Last month, that volume was 500,000. Okay, it was 500,000. Why was Debbie not a 100K?
because you don't have enough Soul Pros.
Because you
That's
don't have
right.
enough.
I don't
Right.
have enough soul leaders because here at
Yeah.
FA, I'm just required to have 2 soul leaders, 3 soul pros, and that's exactly what I had. Okay. And so we are working on getting everybody to qualify to 5K. Why? Because 5K is going to pay you for 5 levels, 5 levels deep. 5K is going to pay you 5 levels deep. It's not an easy rank to hit, right? Because we need to have 2 soul pros under us, right? At 5K. And you know how hard it is to help someone stay motivated. And that's what these classes are for. That's what our product classes are for, is to help the group stay motivated and help the group stay focused and help our new people kind of know that there's a path, right? There's things that we want to help them with. That's why our system is going to be so important for everyone. And it's not a do or die. So I am going to say this and then we are going to end, because I think up to right here, our minds are going to explode if I throw anything else out, right? And I am very mindful of your time and also of what it is that we need when we're starting, right? So when we're starting, we need to know our webpage, we need to know how to navigate it, and we need to be able to show people, oh, when you go to my webpage, I would love for you to look at the About Us section. I would love for you to look at in the About Us when you go to our passion and you look at our quality and look at our guarantee. And people really love that. And then say, now, did you love what you read? May I show you how network marketing works in Solle? And this is where, when you become expert in this, that's why I'm going to send that video again that Lydia narrated, because in case I wasn't clear, I always believe that, you know, in the mouths of 2, all truths, 2 or 3, all truths shall be established. If I didn't explain it clearly, now you're watching another video and that will. Do you know what I mean? And that video was very easy to share. I wanted to point out, some of you have a store and like to share via a store, or you are a massage therapist, or you are a reflexologist, or you have a way of doing consultations and you probably buy in higher volumes. So I do like to point out, when I'm talking about the marketing plan, is that there is an option called the HD override. And next week, I will go into details on Solle Rewards, on HD override, and how, when you sign up, how Solle Quick commissions are paid, okay? So I will talk about that in next week's training. Sherry, are you trying to ask me a question? No? Okay, perfect. I can't see everybody, so I want to make sure I don't miss everyone. When everyone signs up, regardless if they are member or specialist, when everyone signs up on your enrollment order, the only benefit you get is your bonus, is your Solle reward points. Okay, so maybe Lonnie and I taught, well, actually, this is a good example because it happened to Joanne and I. When I signed up Joanne, Joanne knew that she had a store and she knew that she wanted to do this via her store. I had never signed up a store account before. So guess what? I signed up Joanne and she placed her big order, and guess, to our surprise, when bonus ran that month, Joanne didn't get a commission. Joanne got reward points on her enrollment order. Everyone gets reward points on their enrollment order, regardless of if they're HD override or not. On your enrollment order, all you get are reward points. Okay. Now, the second month, when Joanne actually is now doing Solle, on her monthly order, Joanne qualifies for an HD override bonus. I want to show you that really quickly. I'm going to click on that link. Because Joanne has a shop, Joanne qualifies for something called high definition override. That's what high dollar override, that's what HD override is. on the second month, because we already established on your enrollment order, everyone gets what? Reward points or bonus?
One.
Reward points.
Reward points.
Perfect. Perfect, Gwen. Reward points. So now, if a person says to me after they sign up, you know what, Debbie, I really love this in my shop. I tried my first month of product. I personally love it. I want to recommend this in my shop. Is there a benefit to ordering in large quantities? This is where I say, if you have friends in that other company and we're used to getting a large amount of a percentage back on their personal orders, this is probably what they want to do. So if you were a person in the other company and you were used to ordering $1,000 or more personal on your order because you have a shop and you have a way of sharing it, then I say HD override is the way to go. And why do I say that? Because if you are ordering $500 or more personally, but you're not crossing over into that threshold of 1,000, you qualify for a 15% back. Now, for some people, they say, I would rather have the cash than the reward points. And that's why people will go to HD override, okay? So on HD override, you are earning a percentage back on your large purchase. Your initial order, your sign up order paid your reward points, which you can use at any time. You can use towards these high dollar orders, right? Until you use up all of your points, because sweet Joanne, when she signed up, I think she placed an order of close to $2,000 and she earned a buttload of reward points that she can apply to her monthly orders until they, if she's ordering every month, those reward points don't expire. They're usually good for 3 months, okay? So remind your people that those are good for 3 months. But if you are on the HD override, and this is something you opt into. So if you want to opt into HD override, you call the company and say, I would like to participate in this. And you know that the only way you're going to get a percentage back is if your personal orders, this is not your group organization, this is your personal orders. If your personal orders are at $500 or more, okay? So now your order is 500, you didn't quite make it to 1,000, you get 15% rebate. That's a rebate, that is not a commission. You got a 15% rebate on your order. It's paid on your monthly commission check next month, okay? What does this mean? It means you can still have a store and still sponsor people. So now you can earn a group commission on your organizational volume and you can get a rebate back on your personal order. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now, how is that paid? Well, if your personal purchases for your store, your shop, your office are $1,000 or more, you're paying now 28% rebate. If you cross that $2,500 threshold, that is not $2,500 with shipping and tax, that is $2,500 on just product, right? If you cross that threshold of $2,500, now the company will send you a 30% rebate. That's pretty nice because the highest you could get at the other company was 30 and you didn't qualify for 30 unless you were doing more than 3,000. Okay, so now with the HD override at 500, you get paid 15%. When you cross into the 1,000 or more, you're getting a rebate of 28%. If your personal volume under your HD override account is 2,500 or more, you will get a 30% rebate. And if it crosses 3,500 or more, you are now going to receive, you're going to get it. And this is regardless of your rank and regardless of your group volume. This is personal volume, okay? If your personal volume is 3,500 or more, you are now getting the maximum, which is 32%. And this is good for you because if you sponsor one of these people, You as the direct upline are going to earn 5% of that volume, okay? You get that paid separate as a 5% under your HD override. Of course, all of their volume counts for your monthly volume. But if you personally sponsor a store account, someone who's purchasing a lot per month, that is paid to you directly at 5%. And then uplines 2 through 5, which means, let's say that Lonnie is under Joanne and Gwen is under Lonnie, let's just say, for example's sake, right? And Gwen is the one that has the store. Well, then Lonnie as her mentor is going to get 5%, and Joanne as Lonnie's mentor is going to get 3%, and it goes up 5 levels from level 2 through 5. So it goes up 3 more levels at that 3%. So everybody's happy to have an HD override account in their downline. It's wonderful if you can have it. And if you don't have it, don't feel bad about it. But I just wanted to show you that in the marketing plan, your HD override is your personal volume, and it is still part of the organizational volume, but you get a personal rebate on your personal product instead of reward points. Is that clear? Awesome. I wanted to make sure everybody knows that so that we never have the fiasco that I had with Joanne and had to call her and say, oh, Joanne, I'm so sorry you got reward points, but I am more than happy to pay you the money that you were expecting. And she said, no, no, no. It was a good learning experience for us. And I thank God every day that I have Joanne, because I've never been more humiliated in my life. And I say it for the recording so that everyone knows that it happens to the best of us. I'd never signed up an HD override account. Now I know better, and I explained it in Spanish, and my customer said, oh, and I remember you had said that, but I signed up an HD account and I forgot to tell him that he was only going to get reward points. And so he said, I'm so glad that you said it happened to you, because it happened to me. And I know you explained it to me, but I forgot to explain it to him. And so it will get you. But these are a couple of the ins and outs that I want you to be aware of in the beginning. This can spare you some embarrassment, and this can really, really cement the relationship that you have with your people that you sign up. Next week, I really would like to talk about the Soul Quick. So I need to tell you about Soul Quick. And I also need to tell you about Soul Driven, because we all want to earn our car money, right? Who wants to earn a car? Okay, so you can do that with the Soul Driven. Okay, I want that for you. I want that for all of you. But I also want you to know about Soul Prime, and Soul Prime is an excellent bonus for all of you. You can all work for this right now. That's an additional $100 in addition to what Soul pays you for signing up people. So next week, when we talk about the Soul Quick, we'll talk about Soul Quick and Soul Prime, because those two really do go together. Okay. I know your brains are going, oh, that's so much information. So we're going to cut it for now. I will stop sharing my screen, and I will wrap it up and just say how much I love you, how fortunate I am to have each one of you in my life, how grateful I am to have you in our Soul organization. This really is a family. I'm not going to cry because I've cried enough today. But I love you all. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you know that. I hope you know it's not smoke being blown up your skirt. I hope you know that it is sincere. I care about each of you deeply. I care about your progress. I want you to be as happy with Soul as I have been. I have been blessed physically, emotionally, spiritually, and now financially through Soul. It is my hope and my wish and my dream that each of you can have your dreams come true with Soul, in all of those areas: mind, body, spirit, and in your purse, because we all carry purses. And I love you. So have a good night. If you have any questions, please text me, email me, chat me up on WhatsApp if you're on WhatsApp. I love you all. I saw Lonnie doing that. I love you all. I love you. Have a good night, you guys.